Okay. So the DJI Action 4 settings is in the top priority everyone's comment list. Like what are the settings that I use, and what type of color grading do I do, because many people have been asking me how is the quality so good from your DJI Action 4, and how are you able to get such a good quality video. So in this video I'm going to be explaining you my setup and also what are the settings that I am using, because that is the most important thing. The setup is what gets you done with half of the stuff. So now right now my setup is a DJI Mic Mini connected to the DJI Action 4 via Osmo audio, no receiver. dB is set to -8. My color profile is D-Log M10 bit. My ISO is in the range of 100 to 800. My shutter speed is 1/50, and I am shooting in 4K 25 fps. Now shutter speed depends on the frame rate that you are shooting on. If for example if you are shooting 4K 30 fps, then make sure you have a shutter speed of 1/60, exactly double of what the fps you are shooting at. So since I am shooting at 25 fps, my shutter speed is at 1/50. Then my white balance is at 4200K. So 4200K is on to a cooler side. I like a cooler tone of edit, and if at all I find it very cool because of some weather condition and everything, I change it to 4800. 4800 is the perfect or the environmental white balance that is exactly needed. So if you don't want that cooler tone, if you want that warm welcome and all this very natural look, you can go to 4800K or 5200K, but I shoot at 4200K. Then comes the sharpness. I actually set it to -1 or 0 many of the times, because I like to add it in my editing process. I don't want to get the sharpness done and dusted in by the camera itself. Noise level 0. I don't want to have any noise application from the camera straight. So I do every bit of that I do it at post production process only in DaVinci Resolve. My stabilization is rock steady. No rock steady plus nothing that of that sort. Only rock steady, and I shoot at ultra wide. Ultra wide is what I shoot at. That is what has helped me a lot till now. So this will be the setup process. Now I'm already also using an ND16, and all the settings are only for people who use ND filters. If you are using an LD filter, then it is I would say the best positive thing what you can do to get that cinematic look, to get that smooth footage. If you're using that, it will give you an extra advantage in the video quality. If you're not using it, then it is more than fine. Only thing or the only setting that you need to change is keep the shutter speed same as the FPS that you're shooting at. So the FPS, like I said, I'm shooting at 4K 25 FPS. You can put the shutter speed also to 1/25. So that's the best thing that you could do. Apart from that, there are no changes. If I'm shooting at night, since I won't use any ND filter, the shutter speed will be 1/25, and only the ISO will go from 100 to 800, from that range to 100 to 1600. So that is the only range that I use. 100 to 3200 I never use it, because it gives that extra bit of noise which I cannot remove in post process. I can remove, but it gives that artificial look, so I don't want to get that. So that's the reason I am not gonna use 100 to 3200. 100 to 1600 is perfect. You will get that low light quality as well as minimum amount of noise. If you are color grading a bit, removing noise or deepening the blacks and everything, it makes the video quality absolutely perfect. I don't think you need anything more than that. It will give you the perfect look, it will give you the perfect setup, and make sure that it will not make you artificial kind of video. It doesn't look very artificial. Okay, this is the settings that I use in the night for recording the video, and for all the people who have been asking me, so it's almost the same settings, just two changes. So the resolution I shoot at is same 4K 25 fps. It's same D-Log M10 bit that I shoot, same ultra wide. I don't use ND filters in the night, so I don't see any benefit of that. So the two changes that I do while recording at night is the shutter speed, which I use at the daylight. When I use with the ND filter, I use 1/50, but during at night, since I don't use the ND filter, I use 1/25. And for the ISO, it is 100 to 1600 at the night. In the daytime, I use 100 to 800, so that is more than enough during the daylight. But for the night, just to get that extra light inside the video, so I just crank it up till 1600. I can go till 3200, not an issue. But problem with 3200 is you will get the noise. I am more of a I don't want to get the noise. I can compromise on a little bit of light that is going inside the sensor, but I cannot compromise on noise. I want a pretty good quality video, not a noisy video. So those are the only two changes, the ISO and the shutter speed. That's it. I don't change up anything apart from these two, because it just complicates the things. These are the settings that I have come across that works best in terms of everything, and I don't want to keep on changing the settings and everything. The white balance, I keep it to 4200K only. I don't change anything. Like I said, I have created a setup and settings that work appropriately in every condition, regardless of whatever the weather that I am recording. It just gives me that peace of mind. I just need to change few settings and it's done. I can keep it to auto, but I don't like to keep it to auto. Sometimes it it creates that if I recorded it in manual mode, I might have created a much more better video. I don't want to get that feeling after shooting, but when I have it in manual, I can edit it in any way. Since I will have the log footage, I can edit it any way, whether it is a natural one or whether it is a color graded one to the max, or any type of look that I want to, a neon color theme or a natural dark, how a night looks, like that. So that is not at all a issue. That is flexibility I would like to have. So I don't want to mess up the settings by experimenting or anything. I've experimented quite a bit and I've ended up with these settings which have worked wonders for me, especially the night videos. Many people have given me so many compliments that it works. I mean, it looks very good and it looks fantastic, like that. So many people have asked me in the night videos itself, like, what are the settings that I use, what are the equipment that I use. Even now it is the same thing. I am using the DJI Action 4 with the DJI Mic Mini connected through via Osmo audio. No fancy stuff, anything right now. So I just wanted to share you this. Now look at the video quality in the night also, and the settings. I will mention the settings even in the description as well for the night, so don't worry about that. I'll give it in the description for both the day and night. I just wanted to let you know that these settings and this camera is more than enough. Whew. That's it, man. I just wanted to pull and that's over, because I don't want to pull it too hard as well. I don't see any use. I just want to cruise at this time of the hour, night of the hour. There's no need to pull so hard. So that's all for this video. I'll meet you when I edit it in my laptop, when I color grade it. It's a very fairly simple process, no complication or anything. Just a simple 3 to 4 steps. That's more than enough. My screen is not that great in my laptop, so that's the only regret that I have. I need to get a good color grading screen, like a 99% sRGB or a DCI P3 or a Adobe RGB or a Rec 709 monitor. Then I can color grade it how I want. So the screen that I have in my laptop is not that great. I think it has around 58 or 78% sRGB, which is not that accurate, and it is also a 8-bit monitor. So the colors tend to break a bit when I take it to the extreme, and I can see that in my screen. So that's the reason. If I have a 10-bit screen, it will look good. The pixels and everything does not break even after taking it to the extreme.